Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you are even more awake today after the springing forward. I feel like we're more awake than we would have been generally, but I'm glad we're here together too. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Welcome wherever you're joining us from. Please let us know where you are and who indeed is joining in with you. I am excited to be here with you with another great lineup. Many beautiful stories coming your way. And of course, we have two awesome guests coming up this week. One will be on Friday and the other one is on Thursday. And amazing people indeed coming to Story Time. So please keep your ears out, your eyes open to that communication coming through to you. And I'm excited to have our guests. Just keep an eye out. They're coming Thursday and Friday. We do have two awesome guests. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Glad we're here. And today we're going to be trying to do the sunrise dance, and this one by Serena Gingold Allen and illustrations by Teagan White. Thank you so much for joining in today, and we're reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. There we go, finally caught the right side where you can see the title. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. I'm glad you're here. Still dark out here in Oakland. How is it where you are? Thank you for being here. I must say I did get a little bit confused when I looked out. I was like, wait, it's still dark. Am I supposed to be going on right now? But we're here. Story Time is here. Thank you so much for joining in. And guess what? This week, we turned 2. Can you imagine? It's been 2 years of Story Time. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for just making this community what it is, for bringing all your love and joy to this space, and indeed sharing with us your recommendations, sharing with us your hellos, and indeed your good wishes. Always welcome. Thank you for this 2-year journey that we've had together. And like we said, the story is just beginning. Much more to come. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Please do let us know, what are some of your favorite moments on Story Time? What have been some favorite books? And what would you like to see? Thank you so much for joining us. Glad you're here. Let's see who is with us this morning, joining us on Story Time. Yes, indeed. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Sarah and Nathan out in sunny and brilliantly bright Illinois. Oh my goodness. Another good one. 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for joining in. Indy, glad you're here with us too, listening in while basking in the sunbeam. Oh my goodness. Such beautiful language right there. Thank you so much for sharing. I can clearly picture what's happening out there in Illinois. Thank you for being here. Amanda West, good morning to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. And indeed, we do have a book I think that is perfect for you today, Sunrise Dance. Yes, I hope you all be joining in this dance with us today. Thank you so much for being here. Indy, Amanda, Sarah, and Nathan, welcome to Story Time. Thank you for being here. Good morning to you, Amanda Waldman, and of course, Baby Bia in cold gray Seattle. Oh my goodness! I think we need to shift some of that sunshine and glory out in Illinois to you out there in Seattle. Thank you so much for joining in. Snuggled up sounds just right, and it is ready to warm up with today's story. Oh, no other way to put it. And that's why we're here, trying to make sure that we put joy in our hearts and indeed put that spring in our step as well. Getting ready for this day today. Sunrise Dance. This one coming up very, very shortly. Thank you so much for joining in. Baby Bia and of course, Amanda. Thank you so much for being here. Marlon, are you awake yet? Good morning to you. How are you doing today out in Seattle? Thank you so much for being here. Good evening to you, Kennedy. How are you doing? Joining us out in Turkey. Thank you so much for being here and to say today have come so early. I'm glad you're here right on time. Thank you so much for joining in way before the story starts. Thank you, Kennedy. Absolutely love it. Kennedy, do you also shift? Do you have a time change around this time or not? Please let us know. I'm glad you're here though. Thank you so much for joining in. And indeed, hopefully people have adjusted to the new time in other parts of the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. And we're going to be back after this break. But first of all, actually, we do have events that are coming up. So please, let's not forget. We have this event coming up on Saturday. I'm excited for it. We have an event coming up on Saturday. If you're not in the Bay, well, hopefully you can catch us another time. And of course, you can continue to catch us here on Story Time. But thank you to everybody that is coming. I'm excited. And indeed, maybe you could have the same initiative in your part of the world, in your city, and we could do the same. Raise money for charity, raise books for kids indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. Glad you're here. Looking forward to that event happening this Saturday at Rosie's Tap Room. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, please, if you can, remember to share and support. We're raising money for public education. 50% of the money, the target has already been raised. I am excited for that. And please continue to support, continue to share. Thank you, everybody that has shared, everybody out there that is supporting us, rooting us. Just even your support, your moral support is important right now. Thank you so much for joining in. Glad you're here. All right, without much ado, we're going to get ready for our story. Join me on the other side of this message.
Hey, this is Timothy Goodspeed of the Soapbox Salute. I'm the one who wrote Storytime's theme song. If you'd like to hear more of my protest folk music, you can check out the links below on Instagram or at my website. You are watching Storytime with Mr. LaMotta.
Thank you, Timothy Dixon. Continue enjoying your leave, your parental leave. I am so jealous. Enjoy it. And of course, if you want to hear more of Tim's protest folk music, please do follow him. And yes, so much to fight for, and his music is just right for most of what we want. Thank you, Tim. All right, here we go. Sunrise Dance. This one coming to you from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Illustrations by Teagan White, and it is written by Serena Gingold Allen. Are you ready? All right. I think it actually starts here, even before we go further. Look at that. Oops. This happened to me even earlier when I was trying. Come on, book. Let's work together. Well, we'll have to come back to this one. It's not letting me turn it right now. Oh, there we go. Whew. Yay! I love it already. Giving me a sweat right from the get-go. Oh, look at that. When you wake with sun's first ray, playful animals are starting their day. I didn't wake up to any rays today, but I hope you did. When you wake up, first ray, with the sun's first ray, playful animals are starting their day. Oh. When wrens wriggle to shake off dreams, Salmon splash as they shimmy upstream. Let's look at that. There we go. Look at that. Dragonflies dance in the sparkling light. Sparrows spin through the air in flight. Oh, look at those dragonflies. Oh, yes, indeed. Dragonflies dance in the sparkling light. Sparrows spin through the air in flight. Oh. Rabbits revel as they nibble and chew. Oh, yes. Mammoths mumble through the morning dew. Oh. What do you do in the morning? Are you like any of these animals? Rabbits revel as they nibble and chew. Mammoths mumble through the morning dew. Oops. There we go. Look at that. I think that is so cool. Bear cubs bustle out of their dens. Squirrels scurry and skip with friends. Do you want to see where they are? They're right here. Oh. Bear cubs bustle out of their dens. Squirrels scurry and skip with friends. And there they go. Oh. I'm not skipping a page. There we go. Ladybugs leap from blade to blade. Chipmunks cha-cha across the glade. And this one, whoop, there's our ladybug. A ladybug. Where is it going next? Right there. Ladybugs leap from blade to blade. Chipmunks cha-cha across the glade. Oh. Each animal romps in their favorite way. What will you go do today? That is the question indeed. What will you go do today? It is time to walk. Not yet? Oh, it is time. Enjoy the day. The end. Oh, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that one. It is a fun indeed book, and you can have this one and try it out at home. Find it at your local library or indeed where you find books. This one is called Sunrise Dance. Yes, all the different animals, all the different bugs doing different things in there. And what do you do? What are you going to do today? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope that you enjoyed this one. It is a beautiful one indeed. A new one coming to you from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And of course, a big thank you to our illustrator Teagan White and author Serena Gingold Allen. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you were here with me today, and I hope that you enjoyed that wonderful book. But please do not forget, as you can see from my t-shirt, Ride for a Reason is happening. Yes, this is from 2019, but Ride for a Reason 2022 is happening, and it will be on April 24th, if I'm not mistaken. I've been mistaking this weekend, 24th or 23rd, one of the two, but it's happening in April please help me raise funds and for my ride and also for public education. Halfway through there, and it is exciting. Thank you to all for the support. So tomorrow we'll be reading a book each week, actually, until Ride for a Reason. We'll be reading a book about bikes. So our book about bikes this week is Bikes for Sale. This one coming to you from Carter Higgins and illustrations by Zechariah O'Hara. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you can join us tomorrow for this one and get to enjoy. Bring your helmet, bring your bike shoes. We will need them tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining in. Glad you are here with us. Thank you indeed. How are you doing today, everybody? Thank you. And good to know too that our time shift has not affected you out there in Turkey. And you're saying it is 17 hours. It is 5 p.m. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you had a lovely day, and I hope that indeed you do have a wonderful evening, and hopefully story time was good company to set that off. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad you were here with us. Betty Deshay and Rikia, how are you doing right here in Oakland? Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed today's story, and I hope you enjoy tomorrow's as well. Hopefully we'll see you here with us. I hope that you had a lovely weekend indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. Marlon, still asleep. I'm glad you were here with us, so in spirit, and I hope that we didn't wake you, and I hope that you can catch us later on indeed. Thank you. Good morning to you, Borden in cloudy Vermont. How are you doing? You say we were late because we were rewatching Bunny Overboard for the 10th time. Yes. I love it. Borden, I wish you could be here on Saturday because we will be reading Bunny Overboard on Saturday, and I wish you could be with us in person. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Hugs to you. I'm glad you could catch a bit of us today too. Thank you for being here. Absolutely love it. And hopefully those clouds go away soon enough. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Pamela Courtney. How are you doing? And they said the homeschooling kinfolk got on before I did. Oh my goodness, that's how it should be. Thank you. I'm so glad to spend time with you. And like we're saying, Storytime is turning 2, and there's been some great community built, some great friendships built right here on Storytime, and I appreciate them so much. Thank you to you adults for letting the kids join us, and of course for all you kids for enjoying the stories that we have and indeed sharing in it with us. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I want to hear more from you. Please, if you have other books that you'd like to see on Storytime, please send them along. Let me know so we can work to bring them here to you on Storytime. Enjoying these illustrations and the beautiful lyrical alliterations. Oh, thank you so much, Pamela Courtney. Always trust you to catch those beautiful bits and bring them out for us. Thank you so much. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, Braylon and Chad, thank you. I hope your breakfast is wonderful. And it sounds a little bit like your backyard with all the animals moving about and having fun. And I hope you're able to see all those beautiful birds today too. Thank you so much for joining in. Glad you are here with us out in Nakitosh, Louisiana. I appreciate you so much. One more time, Betty Deshay and Rikia, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you are here. Perfect way to start your day. Thank you. That's what I would love to hear. Baby Bia, and you hope everyone has a wonderful day. Well, this is what we talk about. Thank you for your positive vibes. And I'm sure everybody out there will go and have a wonderful day indeed. Oh, like if you're Kennedy, you are going to have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining in, everybody. This has been Storytime for today. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful book that we had for you today, Sunrise Dance. Yes. Remember of that. Think of this one whenever you're out there too, and just think how your mornings can get started. Are you going to be like the squirrels? Are you going to be like the dragonflies, skipping or leaping from blade to blade? How are you going to start your morning? Thank you so much for joining in. But remember, we're back tomorrow. Bikes for Sale, Carter Higgins and Zechariah O'Hara. So do join us for that one as well. Thank you for being here today. Positive vibes coming to you from Baby Bia and Amanda Waltman. Thank you for joining us out in gray and cloudy Seattle. I hope that it warms up. I hope that those clouds go away soon. We're expecting a bit of rain out here in Oakland. We don't know how much we'll get, but it might sprinkle a little bit. But I hope we do get some rain. We need it absolutely here. Send us some of your rain, please. Thank you, everybody, for joining in Storytime. This has been Storytime for today, and I will catch you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Glad we're here. Hopefully today we were the most awake after the springing forward. I love the time that we spent together. I hope that you have a wonderful day indeed. Whether you're in Natchitoches, Louisiana, whether you're across the country all the way out in Vermont, or right above us in Seattle, I hope that you had a wonderful time. Or indeed, if you're here in Oakland or in Turkey or wherever you're joining us from, I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And I'll see you again tomorrow for more story time. Much love from me. Bye-bye.
Read me all of your stories, some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.